Peace, 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 peace and love, peace and love. So I'm following the reaction of the situation that happened yesterday in Miami with the Dolphins player Tyreek Hill and his teammate who were detained by law enforcement. I'm listening to his teammate, kind of recap the story, and it's obviously incredibly distressing and quite emotional, quite honestly, to just hear the retelling of the story. And again, whenever a situation happens with police officers and black men and black people in America specifically, it's always emotional for me on a real personal level. But, this player is talking about, how his fathers trained him and forewarned him to engage with law enforcement, and all of our fathers, and me as a father, we kind of do the same thing with our kids. And it's crazy because, you hear language like a few bad apples. We're talking about law enforcement officers from different departments in every corner of the country, it feels like, exhibiting this behavior over the course of the almost 50 years I've been alive, and of course prior to that. Many of us, maybe not enough of us, know about the history of law enforcement and how it was founded and how it was structured. This is not a few bad apple situation. This is a cultural problem that certain officers continue to make it into the force to do the things that they're doing. Yesterday, I'll wait for the initial evidence, but the man is handcuffed. He's not a threat. Why is he then being physically assaulted to the ground as you engage with him? And like Tyreek said, what if it wasn't him? What if it wasn't Tyreek Hill? And so, we were fighting at the federal level to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Even that's not enough, but we're nowhere near close to passing that bill. And there's so many other pieces of legislation nationally and locally that we have to continue to organize and fight for. And I want this incident to be a reminder to everyone out there. The fight has to continue from all of us. We can't think that the powers that be are just going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. That's not how this works. There are people on the other side who don't want to see reform and pieces of legislation passed, and they have money and they are organized and they have people and they're fighting for that. So it's on us to fight for that too, man. We got to keep it going. I know many people out there are, but I'm happy. It's bittersweet because I don't want it to happen to anyone. But it happening so publicly in the sports arena, the NFL is the biggest sport in America. Hopefully it'll bring attention to it, but also the players in that league, the players, their agents, the coaches. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and First Take for leading with that story today as two black men. Because the stress that we live with every day, just being black men in America, is crazy, yo. Crazy. And a lot of people out there, of course you don't have any clue if you're not that, but the lack of compassion, the lack of empathy I continue to hear and read and see from law enforcement and others is crazy, man. We don't want nobody to feel sorry for us, but it's crazy, man. So anyway, just wanted to share that, man. It's not a bad apple problem, it's a cultural problem, and it's rooted in history. And it's rooted in systemic racism that persists in all aspects of American life. Anyway, peace.